The Big Voice. KWTN 100.9 FM. Nebraska. The official radio station of the Winnebago Tribe.
So I did the muting for opening.
Yeah.
So you want to run through your intro
Oh,
again?
sure.
Okay.
So once again, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and for those that are overseas that are going to be watching us, good night. No, but my name is Garan Coons. Welcome to Winnebago Talks, and we're on air, and we're good to go. Okay, for sure. So we have a lot to talk about, but real quick, we'll go around and give some introductions and say hello to the good folks out there.
Good morning, I'm Brian Chamberlain, MCBKC. I am the editor for the Winnebago Indian News.
Good morning, everyone. My voice is kind of gone, but I'm Tyler Snake, if you can't tell. Oh, Winnebago Indian News.
Yeah, her voice is gone because she was outside yesterday luluing.
It's loud.
You made it. You made it. Everybody's safe from the eclipse and everything, too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, good morning, good day to everybody out there. Bethani Redhorn, Communications Office Manager, also known as DJ Bethany.
The ARL. We have a new winner for ARL.
We do,
If
yeah.
you never joined in, it's all request live. It's on Thursday. And who won?
So it was Credence Clearwater Revival that was holding it down for not too long, couple weeks, but it got knocked out by Rapper's Delight by the Sugar Hill Gang.
Which one is that one again? Is that
A hip hop. Yes.
I was telling MCBKC there's a line in there when he's like, you ever go to someone's house and the food's just not good and like the peas are all mushy, and I was just cracking up.
Tastes
What are
like
they-
wood.
What are these guys rapping about? Crazy. All right. So Winnebago Indian News. We have an issue coming out this Saturday. Make
Yep.
sure you... Here's an important announcement that we want to do. We went down and visited the postmaster, and if you moved within the last couple months and stuff, let Tyler know, because we're getting a lot of returned Winnebago Indian News addresses, and maybe let the folks know if you know a relative or anybody that since has moved and they're not getting their subscription. There's a lot of information in the Winnebago Indian News,
Right.
Things about the countdown for powwow. There's tribal council minutes, and then there's stories and news, and page 6 is really cool.
Yep, Hakeiwe.
Hakeiwe. And so how do they go about updating if they haven't?
You can reach out to me at 402-922-3228 if that's easiest to text, but you can also email me at tyler.snake@winnebagotribe.com. You could send me your latest address. If it's not going to the correct address, just anything.
Awesome. So
Right.
very important. And we average probably about maybe 30 return wins and stuff. So if we can kind of clean that up, that'd be awesome. Like I said, there's a lot of information in there for that. And so what do we have coming up for this coming issue?
Yeah, like you said, Garan, this is an issue week, and so we are pretty much gearing up to have everything prepared for the new issue that we're going to be putting out. This week, we're going to focus on the enrollment forum that the Winnebago Tribal Council held last Tuesday on April 2nd. And as you are all aware, the Tribal Council basically put forward a listening session that took up a good portion of one evening. And they basically wanted to hear from the tribal members their thoughts regarding the pending, questions that are going to be put forward regarding how the tribe enrolls our membership.
Nice. Yeah, and then it's we kind of talked about it a little bit, and I kind of want to have a discussion here. We'll probably end the day with maybe how some of the kind of thoughts and opinions of enrollment are from the Winnebago Indian News, and maybe some of our people that are in here at that time and stuff. But we do have The question, or what is it? The answer is.
Oh, that, okay.
The answer is yes. And Brian won it for the win last week. So Big Voice Radio, come on now. She gets a lifeline.
Yes.
She's
Don't
gonna
let me
need it.
forget.
She's gonna need it.
Oh,
But
no.
It was shade.
it's 90s kind of 90s throwback trivia today. I know you guys, you weren't here in the 90s and stuff like that, but
Just barely.
just barely touch on it and stuff. But nonetheless, man, that's what we're gonna got going on. Anything else that you want to mention about Winnebago in the news?
Yes, indeed. I want to put out the announcement again. On the masthead of the Winnebago Indian News, we've been featuring historical and either tribal members of significance or leadership of the past, etc. And so if you have a family member that you would like to see featured on the masthead, by all means get a hold of us. Like Tyler said, her email is tyler.snake@winnebagotribe.com. Mine is brian.chamberlain@winnebagotribe.com, and you can send us their information. Hopefully a good picture. They're usually like from the shoulders up, because they go on the masthead next to Neola, who is our founder and will always be there. And so we want to reach out to you guys and help feature the many tribal members upon whose shoulders we stand today.
Nice. So we put about on average, it depends and stuff, about 52 issues out.
26.
26? Okay.
Yeah, every 2 weeks.
Every
so.
2 years we put out 52. No,
I was
that's
like,
fine.
whoa.
Exactly. In-
26.
In,
Every
between the eclipses.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then we had we had leap year this year too, so
right.
don't forget about that. No.
That's right. But of course, like what you said, the Winnebago Indian News is continuously evolving. Hakewe is all about the society page, if you will, for the Winnebago tribe. We have movie reviews, food reviews. We're still waiting for the book review. Hint, hint, she knows who she is. And all different kinds of stuff.
You did
there.
Tetris.
Yeah, the last time around, that movie Tetris. It
I
was
didn't get to-
amazing. Oh, you got to watch it. It's awesome.
Is it?
Yeah.
I used to love playing that,
Yeah.
man.
It starts out, seriously, it's a little light, and you're kind of like, is this all this is going to be? But man, it turns the corner fast.
Does it really?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we get up to a couple levels and stuff, and then it's like.
Yeah, exactly. And the movie is kind of the same way. It's like, oh, I can handle this, and then as the bricks start dropping in the movie, it's like, wow. It's an amazing performance by all the actors, and it's a good story because everyone's played Tetris.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone who hasn't, even little kids, and of course old people as well. But it's an awesome story.
I'm waiting for the next food review. I just like reading about food for some reason.
MC Eves is going to be taking the reins on
Oh,
this
really?
one this week. Yeah, he's deciding between the many restaurants he has frequented in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, and then if you want maybe the W.I.N to come out and try a new place or something that you say, hey man, because he come in the other day and he's like, you ever have oxtail? And I was like, what? Oxtail and stuff? Yeah, so it's kind of pretty interesting. And
Was it alive? No.
I hope not, but that's, I don't know, maybe he's going to do the review on that. I didn't want to give it away, but.
No, I don't know either because he said, well, I'll pick one. And I said, well, hurry up. Deadline's tomorrow.
There you go. Yep. And then if you have a deadline, if you need some information, make sure you turn it into Tyler as you have a W.I.N contributors list and everything. So one thing that we want to announce is make sure you update your address if you moved within the last couple of months so that we can get you the W.I.N. And then the other thing too is if you have some content and the masthead. So I think there's a lot of people that there's a lot of great people.
Yeah, there's a lot
there.
of people that we're trying to reach out to, and we also have a very vibrant presence also on our Facebook page, Winnebago Indian-News. We don't necessarily stick to the hard storylines there. We've done throwback pictures, which a lot of people love. I did that Flashback Friday to that mural from 2022, I think it was, or maybe 20, anyway.
2022.
Yeah, and a lot of people responded to that in good ways. But follow us there because the discussions are going to continue to move forward, especially in enrollment. We're going to be putting a post out today that's going to cause a stir. We're going to hurt some feelings, and no, just kidding.
Okay. Yeah. Well, one of the things is when it comes to enrollment is there's a lot of people that really don't understand it.
Right.
And I don't understand it. I'm not the expert by any means and stuff, but if we can get some education out there and maybe if you take some time to read some of the stuff that's out there, maybe even kind of like Google, Native American enrollment, what it is, when it starts coming about, things like that, so you kind of have a history about it.
Yes,
that would be encouraged.
A lot of good stuff there, and like I said, social media presence is extremely huge. And then also don't forget about Hakewe, and we are going to be at some point, it's still in development, listeners, we're going to be also adding into Hakewe, we're going to go to Shagoe. And that is going to be where it is truly a traditional sense of, we're going to talk to people about regalia production, dancing styles, maybe even get some input from singers around the big drum, etc. That's what Chicago is going to be. So
good stuff coming from the Winnebago in the news. Good
it's
job.
not there yet.
Yep. It's when is that going to debut, you think?
I'm not quite sure yet. I'm still trying to hammer out the details because I want it to be constant and consistent. So I kind of got to line up a lot of people, and some people are like, "Yeah, I'll do it," and then, "Oh, where'd you go?"
Yeah.
So we got to make sure.
Well, you have the countdown. If you flip that over, what are we down for the homecoming celebration?
So as of this last 2 weeks, we are at 116 days until the powwow, and that will be, of course, updated for this next one. So we're going to go down to 104 as of print date on Saturday.
Oh my goodness.
Approximately 4 months, and it will become then 7 tribal paydays.
Cool.
And I love that part too, Garan, because people were laughing at it in the beginning, but now
it's very realistic.
Yes. People are like, "Oh, I like that," and I say, "Yeah, some people do budget their money. Hello."
Yeah.
So,
You got a budget for corn soup.
All of that together. Yeah, it's like, how much are you gonna have to spend on building a regalia, or it's like, "Oh, I can't pay for that now," and then plus everything else. Yeah.
Cutting into my soup funds.
And with that, on the side note there, there's a lot of squirrel moments here, I understand, guaranteed. But that the Winnebago tribe has seeded a powwow committee. And so that's a good thing. So they will begin doing the voluminous amount of work that it takes to put forward the homecoming celebration.
Cool. When that comes about, and they're going to have the announcement of the head staff before the poster comes out, we'll invite them in to debut. Kind of that's how we did for the last Bear Moon and stuff. Invite them in to debut the head staff and maybe the host drums and everything. And then I think they'll probably eventually get the prize money listed and everything too. So that's good news. All right.
And the prize money will not be free 99.
Free 99. Okay, that's good. Let's see here.
Okay.
We have a segment that we like to do, and just to lighten the mood up a little bit.
Okay.
We all get to tell a joke. No, I just like
There's a fear in my eyes. I was like, "Oh no."
Okay.
But we have what is called the Winnebago Talks Joke of the Day. Now, these are a little corny and stuff, but if you want to recycle them and tell them to your office workers or maybe your family at home. I went home and told my kids and stuff, and they just rolled their eyes. My joke about the squirrel. But so we're going to go into Joke of the Day. Maybe we'll give Tyler the assignment to come up with next week's.
Oh, I'm scared.
But Bethany has one, and MCBKC, the WIN editor, Brian Chamberlain has one. Oh, it's all Brian today.
It's all Brian.
It is? Okay, well, I have
okay.
a couple then. And
All right.
You have been warned,
Okay.
listeners. You have been warned. So get ready for the wah, wah. Okay.
I need to get that sound effect and stuff like that.
or-
But let's see if it works. Tyler's going to be our judge here today. See,
Okay.
you cannot crack a smile.
I'm trying not to. I'm already smiling.
If you laugh.
They're really not that good, but you're just going to be, oh, man. And you hear the groans across the rest.
I love that. Well, can I tell her the last one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so he comes in and he says, what's the difference between a wood tick, because we talked about wood ticks on the show, and the Eiffel Tower? And I said, what? And then he goes, both are parasites.
I don't get it.
Parasites.
Oh. Getting out of here.
All right, guys, I'm out.
Thanks for joining us today. This has been big. No. Okay. All right. Like I said, that was definitely the groan worthy. Okay, so the first one we have, there's, like I said, a couple. First one I have is, how do you organize a solar eclipse party?
Plan it.
That's right. You plan it. Yes, very much so. You
like
plan
that.
Oh, no, I like that. I love that.
Do you call that a pun?
it. Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Okay, so the next one then is, why didn't the sun go to college?
Come on, Tyler, you can figure this one out. You are a puzzle solver here.
We're circulating, of course, around the eclipse. So.
I don't know.
Okay, so the answer is, why didn't the sun go to college? It already had 1,000,000 degrees. Like I said, they're very, very groan-worthy.
Where are you getting these from?
It's crazy. Okay, so the last one we'll do then, because we do food reviews. Have you heard about the restaurant on the moon? great food, no atmosphere.
Oh yeah, you get it? No.
Yeah. So, there's others as well, but I'll spare you the agony.
That was today's joke of the day. So that was pretty good. I like the planet one.
Yeah, that was.
How do you? What was it?
How do you
What-
plan an eclipse party?
You plan it.
So.
All right, guys. Tyler will be back to win here momentarily. We do have Ho Chunk and Community Development Corporation. Yeah, can't put those on the headphones yet. You gotta just put them down on the table. There you go.
Jesus.
Woke up everybody. So we got a whistle now. We do have some announcements here that we'll get to. Go ahead, Bethany.
So we do have the big hour that comes to you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Yesterday, MCBKC popped in and he had a solar eclipse edition of the big hour. And so if you want to tune in with me, my most recent artist spotlight that I did was Tom Petty. I think I had really a lot of fun with that one. I couldn't pick I was having a hard time narrowing down those songs.
Oh, I love that one song, man. I was like, did you
Was
play
it
it?
Running
And
Down
you're
a
like,
Dream?
yeah. You know, it's just like, oh my goodness, it's a good time.
But every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday over the noon hour. So we'll have a new episode coming tomorrow. And then we do have Indigenous Voice. They aired a new episode yesterday. They had a special guest speaker, Felicia Masqua. They had a youth representative, Kylie Merrick. And it was Sandy and Shilese. And they have, you can go check out the previous episode on our YouTube and our Facebook. But they talked about overcoming alcohol abuse and sobriety.
Yeah, that was pretty impactful and stuff. You know, they if you haven't had a chance to watch that episode, where can they go?
They can go to our Facebook, so it's available on our timeline, or you can go into the videos and you'll see it. It's the most recent after this one, so we'll have Winnebago Talks, but the one before that will be Indigenous Voice. I believe there's a title on there that says Indigenous Voice, but also on our YouTube as well, so that's in our live video archive.
Yeah, and it's good to hear that younger perspective because they're reaching out and they're just kind of telling how they see it and everything too. So I really appreciate the crew to come in and did a good job yesterday.
Yeah.
I think there were some good impactful words, and if you have a chance, sometimes we need to go back and kind of reminisce on those words and then also kind of see what was said and everything too. So keep up the good work on that one. Good job, everybody. We'd like to welcome in a representative from the Ho Chunk Community Development Corporation. Give us your title.
Good morning, or is it morning? Yeah. Good morning, everybody. I'm Michelle Parker. I'm a Community Projects Coordinator for Ho Chunk Community Development Corporation, also known as HCCDC.
And me and Michelle used to be co-workers at one time. Many years ago. And you stayed with it and everything too. So good job. I know you guys got some huge announcements. And as you've seen, like in the newspapers, and we shared it as well. But you guys received a major donation. And there's going to be some action coming for that. But here today, we're going to talk about a few different things that you guys got coming up right away. And one of them is tax. The tax deadline is coming up, you know what I mean? And myself, I wait until the last minute. Maybe there's some people out there that are also in that same boat and stuff. So go and give them that good information.
Yes. So for all you last minute procrastinators, we have a free tax prep coming from the Nebraska Tax Alliance in partnership with the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. And we are going this week, which is Thursday, April 11th, from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Location will be the Woodland Trails building, the lower level.
Okay.
We also, I just wanted to give you some key points here. That it'll be an e-filing process, so it takes about 45 minutes, if that. Each year, the IRS volunteer income tax system helps thousands of low to moderate income families with relatively simple returns get tax-free preparation. It also ensures taxpayers to get all the credits and deductions to which they are eligible: child tax credit, earned income tax credit, and child and dependent care credit. I just wanted to give you some broad points of what to bring on Thursday, which is, of course, proof of identification. Photo ID would be helpful of any kind. I do believe a driver's license or state ID, but I'm pretty sure they'll take a tribal ID as well. Social security cards or verification of your social security number, individual taxpayer ITIN, they call it, individual taxpayer identification number, And these are just documents that they'll take. You may not need all of them. You may not have all of them. They may not be required. Birth dates for you, your spouse if you are filing jointly, and dependents if you're claiming anybody.
Okay.
Wage and earning statements such as W-2, W-2G, 1099-R, 1099 miscellaneous forms from all your employers and contractors. Interest and dividend payments from banks, forms 1099, copy of last year's or years prior tax returns if available. And if you are behind on taxes, bring the previous year or the last year that you filed. It would be easier to, I'm just going to say the more you're behind, the longer it'll take. So they'll try to get you pulled up to the current year of returns. Copy of last year's, oh yeah, I already said that. Proof of bank account and routing numbers for direct deposits. So basically it won't be a rapid refund type of situation. It will be most likely direct deposit is probably the easiest thing to get when you're filing in this format. But if you don't have a bank account, you probably will have to opt for the check version, which will take longer. To file taxes electronically on a married couple joint tax return, both spouses must be present to sign the required forms. And anything associated with daycare, your total amount that you paid for the year of 2023, so basically calendar year January 1 all the way to December 31st, 2023, all child care expenses. Try to get a final statement from your child care provider and their EIN number if they're an incorporated entity in the state, or their social security number.
Okay. That's a huge one.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because
it's a huge expense.
Yeah, the daycare and everything too, man. Woo.
Forms 1095A, B, and C, any health coverage statements. And I just wanted to just point out that anything, any questions that you might have, even if you already filed, just come in and, they'll take walk-ins. It would be easy to if people called me, you don't have to make an appointment, but if you plan on coming in, leave your name. If I am not available, leave a message with whoever answers the phone. They can email me, and I can leave your number or an email so I can get back to you as soon as possible. I have some people that have left their names. You don't have to say I'm going to be in at 12 o'clock or anything. Just make sure, if you are sure you're coming, just leave your name and I can keep a list to let our tax prep people know that you're coming. 11 to 5. They will stay later if somebody comes in before 5 and it takes longer than 5.
Oh, okay.
So they'll just finish up whoever's in there left. If we get high demand late, they will stay no later than 6.
Okay.
So not to say
so
come at 5.
Right. And then, the tax deadline is what, April 15th?
I think it's 16th.
The 16th?
Yeah.
Because that's, what is it, Monday or something like
Yeah.
that? Yeah. So this is going to be on Thursday.
Yes.
This week.
Yes, this week,
And
this Thursday.
2 days. So make sure you mark your calendar. If you haven't done the taxes and stuff, everybody has to do them. So you might as well just get it over with and everything too.
Yes.
So come on over, and it's free.
It's free. You don't have to pay any money. All you got to do is bring the necessary paperwork that I listed. And if you didn't hear it, I will definitely put it on the Facebook again and just kind of reiterate that on the Facebook post that I blasted over the weekend.
Nice.
So I think this is really good for our community, and it's better than having to go to places up in Sioux City or wherever else.
Yeah.
You have to pay.
Yeah.
And not everybody wants to pay whatever $200, $300, $400 depending on
Well,
what
even
your
like
return is.
TurboTax and those online sites, they put a fee on the end there too.
I will say that's not as expensive as having somebody prepare them for you. I'm just, I don't want to put them on blast, but the people in the green.
Yeah.
And I just, one of the things that I've had my taxes prepared by them, and in comparison, they're really expensive. And I'm like, I could have answered these questions myself,
Wow.
So I highly encourage a lot of you to come in, get your taxes done. If you wait, and they'll catch you up, but the longer you wait to catch up on your taxes, the more penalties you pay. So if you don't file this year, next year you file, you're gonna have to pay a penalty.
Yeah.
I don't know too much about tax law, but I do know that.
Yeah. Pretty interesting stuff. I do have a question.
Yes.
The people that come up to help with this, are they familiar with, like, I know that we get some credits as far as not paying state taxes. Like when you go buy a new car, you don't have to pay the taxes on it if you register on the reservation and stuff. Are they familiar with kind of some of those
tax
things?
exempt?
Yes, they're familiar with any tax exempt status. Also with the reservation, they are very well aware of that.
Okay.
And they're certified tax prep. So whatever system they're using, it goes directly to the IRS. So they are required to have certain certifications to run this system.
Cool.
Not everybody can access this system. So I feel like they have a general idea.
Yeah.
And they are able to kind of give you, I guess a good perspective on like future things, like next year, maybe you can do this differently, such and such, especially for those people who are maybe they're married couples and they're not filing jointly, and we want to file jointly, what should we do this year,
Okay.
So I think they can give you a little bit of insight, but for the most part they'll just be helping you with your taxes, and I do believe they will help like answer questions after you file.
Okay.
So there's an email on here that they left. It's called VITA, VITA at UNL.edu.
Okay.
If you have questions coming in before Thursday, email that email just for questions on just to make sure you know you're prepared. Or I probably will send something out. If you have questions, contact these individuals, but they're pretty responsive in answering questions.
How about, like, do you have to be enrolled? Or
No, you don't.
Okay, so just anybody in the listening area.
Anybody in the listening area. We would like to target anybody in Winnebago, but if you're close by, come over. I don't think it would, they're not going to turn you away.
Okay. And then what about small businesses? Because we have like people that do like the earrings, and they're kind of starting to people that sell food on the side and everything too. You know what I mean? They're not full-time business owners and stuff, but that's kind of like a
sole proprietorship.
Yeah.
I know. I don't want to speak for these individuals, but the last tax prep day we had back in February, they were able to, as long as you don't have employees, and you're like, say I'm selling beadwork or earrings, and I'm just using my social security number, I'm pretty sure they can help someone figure that out. So,
Okay.
I think it's more when you start having employees working for you is where they're gonna say, hey, you're gonna have to actually pay somebody to prepare your taxes for you, because there's a lot of other types of paperworks and taxes that you have to pay as an employer. Okay,
because there's a lot of, and it's really good. We want to support the businesses, especially the small businesses, the mom and pop shops should be coming back and stuff. The Walmart, Amazon, all those big mega corporations and stuff like that. In fact, we kind of went over and met with Tony Woods, talking about like Friday at the farmers market and stuff, and you guys had a lot of number of vendors and stuff. So really, they're starting to develop into businesses, which is really good to see and stuff. And the last time I went over there, they had some really cool arts and crafts, and then not only that, beadwork. And then I seen some people with like the nail press-ons and stuff like that. I wasn't interested in that, but you know what I mean? This is like cosmetology kind of stuff, whatever they might call it and stuff. It was really cool to see. And
well, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up, because this entity that's coming, they don't just prepare taxes. They are willing to come back to the community to promote small businesses, to help them prepare for the next year, how to pay their taxes. They're willing to give education on small businesses. Anybody in the community that has any tax related questions, or they want to learn about some things, there's a lot of things they would like to partner on, but we have to have that audience for that. So I'm going to be partnering with Tony a lot more moving forward, because they have a lot of interesting and helpful information that they want to share with the community and people that are going down that small business path.
That's cool. I gotta pay Dega Sam.
Yes, me too.
Uncle Sam.
I had a Choke Sam and a Dig Sam. That's crazy.
Hey, you have a shout out here. Jerome LaPointe, our previous W.I.N editor, retired, and he said that you worked for him back in the days and stuff. How was it? I mean,
you know what? I'm gonna tell you the honest truth. That was probably the most fun summer youth employment job that I've ever had, because
working for the Winnebago Indians.
Yes, because I came in there and I will say I judged a book by its cover at first, because I was like, all I have to do is just answer phones and maybe type something up every now and then, and it was not, it was that plus more. And then I remember one day he took me through at how they did the W.I.N back then, and it wasn't computer on a computer. I mean, there was some things typed on the computer, but it was basically assembled like how they do the big newspapers on the tacky paper, and you basically you got to format it by hand.
The old school.
Yeah, and I was like,
OG way.
so he let me do a page, and then, you know, once in a while he would tell me like how he would want certain pages, and I never did the whole paper, and then another time, I think the most fun part about all of that is he showed me how to develop a picture. And I thought that was like the most cool thing, because I was always curious about it.
Did you get the dark room? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
So
back in the days.
and you know what, he was very patient with me, because I don't remember the experience entirely, but I just remember watching how he made it look so easy, and then he was like, make sure you don't do this and don't do that, you know, because you can ruin the paper and the film. And I probably ruined a bunch of paper, but I hope I didn't ruin any film. But I thought it was really cool, and I will never forget that. And it was, you know, I carry it with me to this day, you know.
Wow.
He was probably one of the best supervisors that I had, and that was prepared to train me as a young person. But also I feel like the young people need to vocalize what they're interested in, because, you know, I'm just gonna be real honest. A lot of them kind of, you know, say, hey, all I do is just this or that. And, you know, one time I remember we had a summer youth employee, and I felt like I was like, man, I don't have enough time for this person. Yeah. You know, I want to give them something meaningful, and I hope I did. You know, I didn't want them sitting there at a desk just, you know, answering phones and just doing stuff that's boring. I wanted them to learn. So I really encourage a lot of those young people, when they're coming into those summer employment, be vocal about what you want to do, and ask I mean, you have to take a little bit of initiative and say, hey, how do you do that? You know, within the child labor laws anyway.
Right.
But yeah, thanks, Jerome.
That is cool. I love talking about it and stuff, you know, and I think that the Summer Youth Employment Program is up and coming again.
Yes.
They have 50 openings, and I know that internally here at the Winnebago Winnebago Tribe, Patrice and Raina and that whole education department, they're on it.
Yeah.
So are you guys going to take any this year?
I probably won't, but we might take one or two. The hard part is, for the kind of work that we do, it just takes, you know, we have to be creative in giving them something that isn't over the head, not boring, and it keeps them busy, you know, because some of the stuff we do it is boring. You know, I'm not gonna lie, you know, filing is boring, shredding papers is boring, but some of those we have to do. So I think for sure, you know, we probably may take an HCI intern. Okay. But we'll have to think about the summer youth employee. We just don't want to be like we don't want to be an unengaged supervisor.
Yeah, that is interesting. And when we are graduating our apprentices here pretty soon.
Yeah, so we have a senior, Zane Bassett. He goes by Lil Zane, and he'll be graduating coming May. And then we have Tylee. She's a junior this year. This is her second semester with us as an apprentice, and they host Baby Bison Beats every Thursday.
I think I heard one of their shows, but do you know if they're gonna go into anything?
Not necessarily. I believe Zane's really interested in like IT. I know that he wants to go down that path. But in the past, we did have 2 apprentices. So Marlon, he's out at Wayne State College, and then we had Morgan. He was going to Little Priest Tribal College. They both graduated this past school year. But I know that when Marlon first started, shout out to our previous editor, Jordana, she was a big influence in his path that he chose. He didn't know what he really wanted to do with like school, career, all that. And then after some time with Jordana as the W.I.N apprentice, he pursued graphic design. So that's what he's majoring out at Wayne. And the apprenticeship really helped with that and helping him formulate what he wanted to do.
It's in a roundabout way something you can come back to here, because you guys have to design all your graphics and everything for the social media.
You look at everything needs to be designed and stuff. And in fact, I had a meeting with Aaron over at the WCHS, the Communications Manager over there. They're looking for a graphic designer.
Wow.
So if you guys know anybody, you know, it's listed on there. All these jobs and stuff. Willie Bass, shout out to Willie. He sent out the jobs for Warhorse. And I know that there's a whole heap and a whole, what was the other word?
A whole whopping amount.
Slew. I think it was
Oh,
slew
yeah.
or something like that. I don't know what it was. We're trying to come up with something.
Whopping.
But there's a lot of jobs for that, you know, that's going to be opening up. And I think there's a countdown for
Copious amount.
Yeah. That is a good one. Let me write that down.
a cope.
That's the word for the day. Copious.
And
No,
then,
but there's a lot of opportunities to take advantage of.
for sure. And then we, as
Yes.
we have a QR code in the Winnebago in the News, and I just love the QR code. It's a new tool for us, you know, and we noticed that a lot of newspapers, tangible newspapers,
Yeah.
you know, of course, if you're reading the newspaper on your phone, you can't go around and scan it
Yeah.
or whatever. But if you're sitting there reading the newspaper, get your phone out, scan the QR code, and you immediately taken to where our job listings are.
Yes.
And we, as the Winnebago Tribe, have a lot of job listings as well. Little Creek Tribal College too.
Yep.
I think one of the things that, you know, it overlaps some of the things I talk about in some of my meetings. And one of them is there's a daycare shortage, housing shortage, but also an employee shortage. For some reason, people aren't applying for jobs that are out there since, well, probably before the pandemic, but I think since the pandemic and after, people have been just not applying for jobs.
Yeah.
So I really feel like a lot of the people that are looking for jobs, maybe they're not looking in the right spot.
Yeah.
But I think working in Winnebago is something, I will say it's a culture. You know, I'm not talking about native culture, but a culture of individuals, how everybody, you know, interacts with everybody. So I think, you know, we welcoming other individuals from the outside, we have to start thinking more inclusively of people coming in. And that's something we have to be open-minded to in this community is not everybody is going to be a Winnebago tribal member applying for a job, and let's welcome them and make them honorary tribal members. You know what I mean? Because I think the more people that experience the community, I think is more eye-opening for a lot of great things to happen in the community.
Yes.
Right. You go nationally too. Winnebago is known out there, you know, through the work from like HCI, and then Winnebago. I was one time I was talking about how the hospitality, the workers out there, they do a good job, you know. So shout out to the frontline workers and the managers, and they have some good things that are taking place, good concerts and everything too, you know. I'm waiting for them to get Ashanti though. If I can suggest something, you know what I mean? Maybe Dina Whistler can kind of look into getting Ashanti. We want to bring them for the big voice.
I know.
Yeah.
They accommodate you guys during the powwow, you know, like they let you set up and, you know, do what you need to do on the radio show and the live feed.
Yeah.
That's how I watched it this year.
Oh, really?
Through the live feed. It was pretty
Awesome.
good.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. Just visiting people and stuff. We didn't know how that was going to turn out with the background noise and everything too, but man, there's just a lot of people that came on, and we appreciate them. And you know, kind of telling that story I always tell and stuff. She's more famous than me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just the other guy.
Was he signing autographs?
She was, man. It's crazy. Because that one time we were at a conference and that lady just walks by and we're both sitting there and like, oh, that's kind of weird.
No,
Yeah,
just
she
kidding.
did a double take, you know, and then she comes up and she's like, oh, you guys are those one guys, you know, you're that one guy and that's Bethany. And I was like, oh, okay.
I have a question. Remember years ago, I think it was the second or third last Bear Moon, maybe it was the second, when you randomly came up to me and you said, I have a question for you. And it was about the powwow, the last Bear Moon powwow. And you were like, do you think we're outgrowing our venue? And we talked about ideas on how like we can make it bigger.
Yeah.
And it just reminds me of like the weather, because the first one was like a huge blizzard.
Yeah.
And we all got snowed in out there. And then I talked about, well, what if you put this here, blah blah blah. And we talked about, you know, I don't want to like say I'm planning it, but like your craft vendors would definitely support more room, you know, that need for more room. And I mean, but I feel like if you do more room, the powwow is going to get bigger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that was just something I thought about. Oh, and then like, you know, did you ever think about putting up a tent, putting your craft food vendors or whatever out there?
Well, we had the idea late. So just kind of to back up a little bit more is like the committee got started late and stuff. You know, we were like, are we going to do this? And we couldn't kind of really pull the trigger on anything until we got permission from the council. So finally that did happen. And Winnebago has since the new GM, his name's Tom Tinsdale, really nice guy and
Shout out to
everything.
Tom.
Yeah, he took care of, a lot of things and stuff. So it's really good. And then, kind of trying to get him orientated. I think that was his first powwow that he attended and stuff. And afterwards, man, he just was really loved that event. It was really good.
So he's already on it for next year, huh?
We're gonna see what the of course what the council wants to do. I'm sure that they want to see as far as the numbers, but it's just that it's about that time where you come through the winter time. It's the last bare moon. The bears start waking up and everything and get ready for the summertime too. But yeah, man, it's a really good time, and shout out to everybody that came this year and helped us out. So for sure next year we'll have to get you to come up, because we kind of get a little correspondence stage area.
Oh yeah.
And we'll have to talk some of the things, because I always like talking about back in the days, Mary Mart and
Oh my goodness, you're bringing it back.
those old school kind of, because we grew up in that time and stuff.
You were talking about, I can't remember. You were talking about something on the radio that one day, and you brought up the old, the YDC.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like, man, there's a lot of things that happened there that I feel like, it was, had it not been for that, I would have been probably doing something else, so there's a lot of good things that happened a long time ago that we thought was good.
Yeah.
Now the community is a lot different for the better, I think.
YDC, I attended my very first dance, and you know who the DJ was?
No.
It was Joyce Bass.
Was it?
Yeah, it was Joyce Bass, the very first dance that I ever attended. I think I was like
Joyce
in fifth grade or something. And it was a good time. They used to have sleepovers, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember. I remember being in a sleepover, all girls. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was tripped out. It was fun, you know what I mean? And I remember that. And then I know that they have post prom nowadays and stuff, and there's a whole history and kind of mentality behind that. But Boys and Girls Club doing the thing down there, you know what I mean? If you have a shout out, we need to get them up, see if
I'll get some updates
from some summer programming. Yeah.
to be inserted into the conversation. I had Family Life Center. I
remember at the college.
Yeah.
Oh, it was at the college.
Christine Burns
was the old Wolves then.
Was the the old? It used to be the library. Then they changed it over to the Family Life Center. So yeah, I remember that. Christine Burns was the director for that.
Wow.
She was really she actually worked for the Boys and Girls Club later on.
Okay.
For a couple years, and then she moved to a different job.
Yeah,
so,
I remember her.
So there's a lot of people that have come through Winnebago, and she's a non-tribal member, and she loved the community.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people in the community that work in the community that love the community.
Yes.
Good words. Well, thank you for joining us
Thank
here today.
you.
We appreciate it. Reminiscing a little bit.
Exactly.
And then don't forget, that's going to be on April 11th, this Thursday.
This Thursday, 11 to 5, lower level, the Woodland Trails building. And I want to shout out to my HCCDC coworkers, and that would be Christine, Regina, Dean Ross, Quince Bass, Tony Wood, and 2 Sharpback.
Awesome.
So have a good one, everyone. Thank you for having me.
That is good.
All right.
Okay. Well, we have a whole what did she say?
A copious amount
of more announcements coming up. And we'll get into it here. So tomorrow, I'm going to do the big hour.
Yes.
The big hour from noon to 1. Join me live. And then we'll have some replays in the afternoon. But I'm going to try to, and I've been working on this, you know what I mean? I don't know how many hours and stuff. I'm nervous about this and stuff, but I always try to challenge myself when I do it. You do artist spotlights, like you did The Weeknd and J. Cole and Tom Petty.
Yes.
And then sometimes when I do mine, I just kind of go all around and stuff. So my very first one for this year, for 2024, was country. And I
replayed it last night.
Ask me, 15 years ago or something like that, and I would be like, I didn't want to listen to country and stuff, but there's some good jams there.
Yeah.
So, and then me and my brother Gentry, we did blues for the big hour. That was fun.
Nice. Okay.
So tomorrow, I'm going to do reggae. Yeah, I'm going to try it.
I love reggae.
I'm going to try it and stuff. If you've never been exposed to reggae, or if you never had an open ear to listen to it, tune in tomorrow, and we'll try to do some education, because we are a non-commercial educational radio station, and sometimes we're gonna have to try to kind of keep our minds open and everything too. But man, the reggae vibe is just a vibe, you know what I mean? I love reggae myself, you know what I mean? So we're gonna try some. We're gonna do some maybe some artists that you don't know and some famous artists that you do know. The one that kind of really exposed me to reggae was Bob Marley.
Of course.
And then the other one too was the hit show Cops.
Yeah.
Nice little bad boy.
Yeah, that's kind of a
What you
mainstream,
gonna
you know what I mean? I'm sure like a lot of reggae guys are just like, that's not real reggae or something. That's commercial reggae. But at the same time, I mean, shoot, this is kind of weird, you know?
You want to know my embarrassing introduction to, I guess, that field?
Yeah.
So we're gonna go back in time, guys, and it was, of course, it's a remake. Neil Diamond is the original singer, but Red Red Wine by UB40. So
Yep.
and the embarrassing part is I was a young teenager, so maybe 13, 14, somewhere in that range, and me and my friends were practicing a game played with a 25-cent piece, and I'll let you imagine the rest.
Practicing the game played with the 25 piece. Okay, let's see here. I said Mary Mart and stuff, and I remember the very first time playing down at their arcade game called Street Fighter.
Yeah.
And that was a tripped out
Yeah.
game too and stuff, you know, but back in the days. And then, you know what? I enjoy Pac-Man still to this day.
Yeah.
You know, if I see a Pac-Man machine and stuff, you might catch me over there. Like, where'd Garan go? He's over there playing Pac-Man and stuff. And then I try to see how far I can go and everything,
You know,
too.
it depends. Of course, it always depends on the audience and that type of thing, but it still does rank in the top 5.
Pac-Man? Or is it Mrs. Pac-Man?
Miss Pac-Man is usually more popular, but
Yeah.
Pac-Man is definitely the staple. You get a lot of like argument back and forth between, of course, Super Mario, even Donkey Kong, but then you have like the purists who, no, you need Pong and asteroids and that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like, yeah, so.
Donkey Kong. I didn't know Mario was on Donkey Kong. Did you know
Yeah,
that? I mean, I was just
yeah.
like, what the heck is
Yeah, just
Super
like-
Mario doing in Donkey Kong?
You
Like,
know.
what in the world
Yeah. So
kind of conspiracy is this?
Yes, and a good trivia topic there. Nintendo started out as a playing card company.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
So if somebody ever asked you, what was their first game? And it was playing cards.
Playing cards, huh?
Yes,
Like
and,
Uno or something?
Not necessarily that, more like that, what you see with diamonds, hearts, spades, etc.
Yeah.
That type of thing, but they've made playing cards back in the late 1800s.
Okay, cool.
So randomly, what about Minesweeper? What's your guys' thoughts on
Oh,
that
man.
game?
I could never get it.
I was weirdly so obsessed with it when I was
Really?
younger. Yeah.
It worked for you? Because I would be
Yeah.
like, how are you supposed to play this? And it's like,
It was like it would give you clues of how many bombs are next to you. And like, I don't
Yeah.
know why, but yeah, I would sit there and just.
Really?
'Cause that was before like internet, and before dial-up, and all that. So yeah.
I was
Oh
just
my
like,
gosh.
yeah, how do you play it? I mean, like, seriously.
I'm gonna give you guys a throwback then, because did you ever hear of a game? It came out literally in '99 and 2000, and it was called Sissy Fight, and it was internet based back then. Because when you said dial-up, that reminded me of that. So if you, maybe can you Google it real
Yeah,
real
gotcha.
quick? Maybe it'll show up. It was called Sissy Fight 2000, and what it was is there were 2 groups of 4 girls each, and you had to pick which group you were going to belong to, and then you basically had to assign a schoolyard fight. What they were going to, does it show?
What in the
Yeah,
world
that's
is
it.
this?
Oh, it was so fun because like you'd have 4 chances to beat the other team. Now you could either cry, you could tell the teacher, which you could only do once, 'cause, you know, or you could like swipe at them, or I think it was throw something at them.
Wow.
And the teams had to go forward, you know, it's like whoever had the most damage, so to speak. So, but yeah, it was called Sissy Fight.
I
2000.
don't. That's not ringing a bell, but those interactive games they used to be rough.
But
fun
in the
like that.
2000s, so of course we're on dial-up, and it was slow as all heck. And it was
Yeah.
like, yeah, but that
That
was
tone.
Sissy Fight 2000.
That was a pretty interesting game there. I never heard of it. That's how today.
That's what I said. I mean, yeah, the early days of the internet. Now in 2000, I wasn't even that early, but still, it was early days, and it was like, yeah,
Right.
Sissy Fight.
Yeah.
I always wanted to get a T-shirt with it and see who else, you know, if I ever wore it.
They
somebody,
recognize it.
oh my God,
Sissy Fight.
Sissy Fight.
I remember playing it. I was the champion at that. Mm.
But if you look at the premise, because you can even do it in a certain way, like if you actually had hard cards, you know, you could play it, and you know, your friends, because like I said, one time per round, meaning the whole game, you could tell the teacher, and that was kind of like the bomb. It blew everyone away.
Yeah.
But you could only do it once. and once it was done, you couldn't go back to it. So you were really vulnerable at that point. So
we have some more events coming up. If you guys want to get out your calendars, we're going to try to go through some. So I know that spring cleanup is around the corner. And then we also have, we'll come back to that one, but I know that you have a graphic up here. So go ahead and take it away, Bethany.
So next week on Thursday, I believe that's Thursday, right? The 18th. They're going to be having a neon party. And so let me bring up this visual for those that are tuned in on the live stream. We are going to have a live stream available as well. So if you're not able to attend in person, you can view the live stream as well. But a neon nights will be taking place for a sexual assault awareness event by the Winnebago Comprehensive Healthcare System Domestic Violence Program. So it'll be at the Statue Gardens at 6:00 p.m. April 18th, 2024. And so we'll be live streaming that on the Big Voice.
Oh, yep. I think it'll be on the Big Voice. This is like that. There's going to be a prayer said, and then also there's going to be some songs by the New Breed Singers, and so make sure you join it out there. We enjoyed their music at the Little Priest Tribal College 25th anniversary, and it was really good. And then they started to do some round dances, and then you could see like people come out and just start enjoying this music and round dancing in the sculpture garden. Man, it was
That's
so
what
beautiful.
It's
Yeah.
No, very, very nice. Very nice. And I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, because I remember the acronym SAM. So
Okay, and then also Child Abuse Prevention Month and Awareness Month as well too. So we'll get Donna and the crew on over there. And then tonight they have bingo. So calling all bingo players over at YCIC. This is going to be the family event. So all ages, if you're welcome to play some bingo, come on over here, and it's free. And you just kind of have to reserve your spot. But the folks are neighbors right across the roadway here. YCIC, Donna and the crew.
Yep, and Donna was up here last week. So also wanted to kind of throw in there too, they have the bingo family night, and then the Winnebago Two Spirit, they were here last week as well to promote their Fry Bread Face and Me movie showing and panel discussion. So that'll be taking place tomorrow.
Oh, okay. I know they rescheduled it because of the things that are happening in the community and stuff too. So yeah, we'll get word out on that, and so make sure you tune into the Winnebago in the News Facebook page, as well as the Big Voice Facebook page as well.
Yes.
Okay. Well, you know what that song means. It is time. We're gonna go for it. We're gonna battle it out. What the answer is. Throwing it back. So MCBKC, just real quick, we did Midnight Love.
Yep.
And you did
episode 43, Decades of Love, Volume 3.
And it was 90s.
Pretty much, yeah.
90s, and you could barely get out of there and stuff. There's so many songs and
craziness. And then also, I said that to you guys, when we were recording it and putting it together, is that in that 90s playlist, there was no Whitney Houston, almost no Mariah Carey, very little Babyface, but still we made it. I mean, God, it was such an amazing
heavily
playlist.
Featured, and she's going to be performing with Nicki Minaj, Monica.
Yeah, Monica. Yeah, got a lot of good stuff there. But anyway, Midnight Love every night at 10 p.m. The new shows debut on Fridays.
Okay, we are ready for the answer is. You get a lifeline. Don't forget. Okay, I got some good ones. All right, so recapping last week, remember April showers bring May flowers. How many colors are in the rainbow? And there's 7. Remember that?
Yep.
The largest state in the United States was Alaska. And what color are the spots on ladybugs? They were black. An eclipse is scheduled to be happening very soon. What is the largest solar system planet? And that was Jupiter in ours. And then the UConn and Purdue mascots were...
I forgot.
Because they played last night.
Same as Washington.
Yeah, same as Washington.
So UConn is known as the...
Oh, yeah, the Huskies.
And Purdue is... I don't know how to do a sound effect on that one.
Drop your shot in the beer.
And what happens?
I called them attack. I forget.
Boilermakers.
Oh, yeah. Boilermakers.
And then do you know who won last night? This is just sad. Who won?
UConn making it 2-year champion.
Yeah,
Back-to-back.
national back-to-back. It was a boring game. Did you watch it?
I did not.
Yeah, Sharon, DJ Sharon Teed, she did. I was playing volleyball, and then I said, "Who won?" And she said, "UConn is just blowing them away." And then she said the exact same thing, guaranteed. She said, "This is boring."
Yeah.
I did see someone talking about the women's was more more entertaining to watch than the men's.
Right. Yeah.
Man, that Caitlin Clark is ridiculous, man. I mean, like, I was watching the game, and then she just pulls up anywhere. She just grabs the ball and throws it up and goes in. I was like, what in the world,
I was
man?
reading already this morning, though, that some shade was thrown because, of course, she's going to go into the WNBA draft, etc. That's one of the players was there. It's like, it's easy to score on 18-year-olds, but you're coming into where women have been playing for years. Good luck.
Dang.
And I was like, oh my gosh. It's like, yeah, dive in the pool. Yeah, come on.
Okay, here we go. So this is it.
All right.
Play along if you can. All right. We talked about 90s and MCBKC's Midnight Love. It was cool to talk about some of the fashion trends and how we got our entertainment back in the 90s. All right. So the question is, CDs stand for compact disc. C, compact, D for disc, right? What does DVDs stand for?
No, not that one.
Sorting through. It stands for. I'm scared to use my lifeline. I want to hold on to it for a little bit longer.
This is question number one.
I know V stands for video, but I don't know what the D stand for.
And it came about in the 90s, really. I mean, that was like the new, because it was cassette tapes.
Digital video. Disc.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, I like that.
Alrighty. Question number 2. In the early 2000s, Napster was a pirating site that would allow you to download copyrighted music for free by using a kind of a peer-to-peer sharing platform. What musical artist sued Napster for copyright infringement? I have multiple choice
I'll
if you
take
want.
that
For some
multiple
people, that
choice.
would be really hard.
Yeah. Okay. So here we go. Is it
Wait, real quick. Sorry, I just want to throw in there. He's talking about Napster.
Napster?
Napster.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of like LimeWire and like that stuff.
It was along the same line.
Was it? Okay. So I
Yeah.
don't know what that
Well,
is.
LimeWire is peer-to-peer sharing network as well and stuff.
With all the viruses you want.
No kidding. Yeah. All of a sudden.
Yes.
Okay. It was risky back in the days, trying to download some stuff.
You were unprotected.
All right. So is it Metallica? Is it Suge Knight? Is it P. Diddy? Or was it the Rolling Stones who sued Napster?
I'm gonna say it was the Rolling Stones.
Okay. All right. Number 3. What musical group made wearing your clothes backwards a fashionable trend in the 90s? So you'd have to wear your pants backwards, your clothes backwards, your hat backwards. I don't think they did the shoes, but
Was it?
I'll give you a hint. Do you know it?
I don't know. I might know it.
They're a one-hit wonder.
Is it
That should help you.
crisscross? Yeah, I'm gonna say crisscross.
Okay, final answer?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Number 4. A huge ship lost propulsion, leading to a mega disaster a couple weeks ago. It made the bridge collapse, potentially costing billions of dollars in damage. What city did this disaster happen?
Geez, I've been seeing like several, so I'm gonna tap in for my lifeline because I've seen quite a few. So I don't know.
I mean, they showed the video of it.
They did,
and
yeah,
like
I
the
know.
bridge just collapsed like it was on,
craziness,
toothpicks and stuff. It was like, what in the world, But
That was the
Wow.
biggest part of the problem, if I remember right from the story and the reporting. It was the way that the structure was originally created. It was not meant to withstand anything, and so when basically ran into one of the supports, down it went.
wow, that is crazy. Okay, who are you gonna reach out to? Somebody on
The chat.
Cisco's kids say be more.
Yeah, I'll go with Cisco the Kid.
All right, be more.
Be more. Baltimore.
Baltimore. Okay. Alrighty, here we go. American Idol judges in 2024, there was an episode on, I think last night or the other night, include Katy Perry, country star Luke Bryan, and who is the third judge for American Idol?
You said Katy Perry, Luke Bryan.
Yeah.
Is it for American Idol?
Yeah, for American Idol.
I might be wrong, but I don't even really watch TV like that, guys. I used to watch American Idol like long time ago. Like she's probably season 3. I don't know.
I'll give you some hints.
When
Okay.
it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe this will help you. He's an R&B legend. That help? No?
No.
Okay, he's 74 years old. Did that help?
No.
Okay, all right. Another hint. He's worth $200 million.
That's all? I'd guess more, but wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. According to Wikipedia. His associated acts are the Commodores. Did that help?
Kinda. I'm gonna get this one wrong, guys. I'm sorry.
Some of his hits, one of them, the title is Hello.
Dude, that? Nah, just kidding. I'm just
Not
kidding.
quite.
So he's 74.
Yeah.
He's an R&B legend.
Yeah.
Is it? Gee, 74.
It is not DJ Pauly D.
Pauly D.
I'll help narrow it down.
Man, I can't even think of no older folks.
The one hint should have totally given it away.
Well, no, that's why I said I'm over here just like.
Yeah, you probably, if you watch, like, they had commercials on everything, you know. I don't know. I used to like it when Simon was on, you know,
Sure,
to be
yeah.
honest, because he
Yeah.
would just be blunt, you know. That performance sucked, you know.
Before you said the hints and the R&B legend, that's who I was gonna say. So I'm glad that you threw the hints out there.
Oh,
You
yeah.
threw me a lifeline a little
He was going to say
bit.
Simon Cowell.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, I used to like
No,
it and
yeah,
stuff. It
Si-
made it.
and people watched for Simon. They really did.
Right. And now it's just like, oh, he did great.
Yeah.
You're going to go all the way.
Yeah, participation awards for everyone.
Yeah, for real. That's all it is. Oh, it made me cry and all this and that. You know, Katy Perry has those big, you know, eyes and stuff, and she's sitting there crying.
Yeah.
Katy Perry, Luke Bryan, and they got an R&B legend sitting next to them, and it is.
Your mom is screaming at you
I
right now.
know. She's probably gonna pinch my ear later. Just kidding, Mom. Oh,
You ever watch Trolls? Did you see the movie Trolls? Remember when she's singing to that king, you know, and she's like, hello, you know? That's the song. Who sang that? That's how I was just like, oh, okay, because I was
I
listening to
can't
it
think
this
of his
morning.
name though. That's what I said. Like my mind's just blank right now. I'm just
It's said Adele. What?
sorry, guys. I don't know.
I don't know if he ended up on All Request Live recently.
Not recently, no.
We might have to put him up there.
Yeah.
Is it
There's another hint, but I think it might give it away.
Yeah.
I don't want to give it away. So.
I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm just gonna throw one out there because we were talking about him recently. I'll be sure.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. There we have it.
Brian's face.
Okay.
No, it was,
Let's go ahead and get homegirl.
I like
Okay.
this background music, by the way. Yes, it's definitely the reggae vibe, like you were saying. I'm really looking forward to that, guaranteed.
Yeah, I think
I'm not the aficionado that I should be. I do know some songs, but I always enjoy it. It's such a good time. It takes you into that, what I like to say, because they always say it on Yacht Rock, the latitude attitude.
the latitude attitude.
so-
What is yacht rock?
It's the vibe from like the 70s and 80s, and it's pretty much music that you would think you would hear if you were on a yacht.
Oh, okay. So kind of the.
Yeah, a little bit of groove, you know, every now and then a slow song, but mostly just like, hey, we're here, you know.
Okay.
But nothing hard, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Interesting.
But it
That
is the
very
latitude
interesting.
attitude, Yacht Rock.
I gotta give
Sirius 311. No.
Tyler a shout out here. You have the best sweater on. You know what I mean? So shout out to our partner there that helped us out from Santee, Carlos. And you're supporting the brand new kind of, we're going to get some t-shirts made. They're going to be limited
Yes.
edition. and we're gonna give them away on ARL and then also res rides and stuff too. So if you want to get kind of that design, it's really cool. I don't know if you can get a close-up shot on that, but it's a record with as you know, the Buffalo Clan. They're in charge of kind of some of the major communication for the tribe. So we put a buffalo, some native designs in there, and the big voice, KWTN 100.9 FM.
Love it.
She did good. She did good, but I think you could do awesome as well. All right.
Okay.
So here we go. Question number 1. Just to give you a little history, we talked about the 90s and MCBKC's Midnight Love episode. What was it? Episode
43.
43 that debuted last Friday. It was cool to talk about some of the fashion trends and how we got our entertainment. I think that's going to be a question of the issue, too. Did you submit your answer? I think you
She did. We're waiting for Bethany.
Oh, okay. Crickets. No.
No more cricket.
No more crickets. All right. So the question is, CDs, the C stands for compact and the D stands for disc, CDs. What does DVDs stand for?
Digital video. Digital video department.
Did you know what a DVD is?
Did you lose my voice this week?
It's okay. No.
Kind of. Is it a CD? I don't know.
I mean, like, have you ever used a DVD?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
I hope so.
Okay. I know, because that means I'm like freaking archaic at this point.
You watched cartoons on them when you were little, yes.
So you said, okay, recap. What is it?
I'm just throwing a wild guess out there. A digital video department.
Digital video department. Okay, close. You got the digital correct. You got the video correct, but the last part stands for disc.
Oh, so close.
Yes, man, almost. And you said what?
She said it.
I said it.
She got it right.
Okay. According to Google, it actually stands for digital versatile disc. But I'll give it to you guys because it said OR, digital video disc. So I don't know. That's kind
Versatile.
That's pretty interesting. But
So versatile.
do they even sell them anymore? Do
Yeah.
they sell them at
Yes,
Walmart?
they do.
They still sell DVDs? Crazy.
Blu-ray.
Yeah, it's all like
4K,
Hulu
which
and all those streaming
7K.
sites and stuff now. Question number 2. Score is 1-0. You can get this one. In the early 2000s, Napster was a pirating site that would allow you to download copyrighted music for free by using a sharing platform. What music artist sued Napster for copyright infringement? I have multiple choice, or maybe you just know it.
Multiple.
Okay, so is it Metallica? Was it Suge Knight? Was it P. Diddy? Or was it the Rolling Stones that sued Napster?
Got an itch in my throat. Oh my gosh. Let's see. I don't know. I'm gonna say the Rolling Stones.
Final answer? Final answer?
Yeah, they both got it right.
This kind of FYI, it was Metallica.
I need some water real quick.
Yeah.
Really kick him.
So it's kind of, you remember?
Absolutely,
Kinda going-
because the drummer for Metallica, Lars Ulrich, was of course kind of the spokesman for the band on that, and I very specifically remember him giving an interview, and it was shown I think on MTV News as well as other places. And Lars was the drummer, and so he didn't really do a lot of singing. James Hetfield was of course the singer for Metallica, but he said Napster is reaching down your throat and pulling out your voice. And I remember that because he said that, and it's like, what they're doing is not right.
Wow.
So
That is crazy. And they got a lot of flack for it because they're this hardcore rock and roll metal kind of band, you know what I mean?
Supposed to be kind of anti-establishment, that kind of stuff. He said, no, this is our product, our money. And they ended up winning as well. Napster kind of went down because of it. It still stayed up, and it tried to become more like corporate, what iTunes did.
Yeah.
But people had already migrated away.
To LimeWire, which you're familiar with.
They couldn't get anywhere because the viruses from LimeWire, so the internet crashed. No, just kidding.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Sent the internet into a frenzy.
Yes.
I remember making CDs actually.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. That was awesome. Bring that back. No. All right. Okay, so we got still a score of 1-0. Question number 3. What musical group made wearing your clothes backward a fashionable trend in the 90s?
Is this multiple?
I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
They're a one-hit wonder.
Could be anybody. Oh man, I don't know. I'm gonna say.
So you had to wear your pants backwards. You had to wear your jersey or your shirt backwards. You know, you would wear that backwards.
How do you convince people to do that?
I
It
mean,
was a fad of the 90s.
Yeah. It was,
And it caught on.
Was
It
it long lasting or was it very short lived?
Very short.
Like a week or something?
they still
last-
kind of bring it back for homecoming days.
Yeah.
You know, like
Okay.
one of the days is like,
Oh yeah. Like
I don't know.
yeah, the song plays on the anthems all the time, usually in sports.
I
that one where he's
know
like,
you're saying that.
"This
I wouldn't
is
consider them one hit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They had a couple of them?
Yeah, but that of course the one you're talking about was
The biggest hit.
by far.
I'm not gonna know it.
It was a duo.
I don't know it.
Do you want to give us a guess?
I don't even know their name.
Okay. You ever hear the musical group Crisscross? You never heard of Crisscross?
Never.
Really? Mac Daddy make you jump, jump.
Oh, I've
Daddy
heard
Mac
that,
make you
but I
jump,
don't know who.
jump. Yeah, so
The other
it's
side of
Crisscross.
that.
How'd you know
Warm it up,
that?
Chris.
I've seen a video about it and they were they highlighted them and I just was like I can't remember their name but it showed them like in their attire.
Yeah, they have a big poster. I remember the poster for some reason, but they're standing there
Yeah,
with their
the clothes backward.
yeah.
They usually
had a
had
big X.
baseball jerseys, if I remember right.
Right.
They wore baseball jerseys.
They
And
wore
then
them backwards
their pants
and
were
stuff.
backward and everything else. Their hats were
Weird
backward,
trend.
yeah.
Weird fashionable trend. That was crazy. I should have put that one for my answer and stuff. But
No.
you want to see the answer? Make sure you get the Winnebago in the news. Oh, see how I did that?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, here we go. Question number 4. You probably know this one. A huge ship lost propulsion, leading to a mega disaster last week and made the bridge collapse, potentially costing billions of dollars in damage. What city did this disaster occur in?
Dang, I've seen all the videos. And
Yeah, it was crazy, man. The boom, it's just gone. It took seconds for that thing to. Probably took like what?
Yeah, literally. No less than 10 seconds and it was down and gone.
That's
Wow.
sad.
Just the
It's like-
absolute implosion was just like
Man.
crazy.
I heard was like 6 people were on there, like workers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is pretty sad.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shout out. I mean, prayers to the families and
Shout
everything too. Yeah. It's horrible and stuff.
Oh man.
I think there were construction workers too.
Yes.
Just and
I'm gonna say Boston.
oh,
Just a wild guess.
East Coast.
It's East Coast.
Is that where you're going?
Oh, is it? I'm not sure.
Oh.
I was trying to just say Boston because I don't know.
Well, you're close. You were on the East Coast, and it started with the B. But the answer is Baltimore.
Baltimore, Maryland.
Baltimore, yeah, known for. And then shout out to Baltimore because they picked up Derrick Henry, who used to play for the Titans. So I might have to be a Baltimore fan. Just kind of wanted to announce that. So next year when they're in the Super Bowl and Harry.
Say your bandwagon.
All right, question number 5. You probably get this one. American Idol judges in 2024. It's all over the news and all over. I think they go back to back, right? They do one
Typically,
episode, yeah, then do the result show the next night. Include Katy Perry, country star Luke Bryan, and who is the 3rd judge for American Idol for 2024?
I don't watch that stuff, so I'm gonna have to take a wild guess.
I got some hints. Maybe it can help you a little bit. I
yeah.
gave the same thing. She didn't get it. This is kind of an FYI. But here's a hint. He's an R&B legend.
Okay.
R&B legend. To help you out?
Give me one more hint.
Okay, he's 74 years old.
Oh, jeez.
To help you out?
Keith Sweat. Nah, I don't know.
I got another one.
Okay.
He's worth 200 million. So he's kind of up there.
Dang. R&B legend.
Man, to be worth 1 million would be something, but he's worth 200 of them.
Exactly, yeah.
His associated acts are the Commodores. And some of his hits, one of them is called Hello.
Dang, none of these are helping.
You ever see Trolls? No, you never see Charles.
Hello.
It's
Is it me you're looking for?
Hey, who is that though? Marvin Gaye? No, I don't know.
Okay, you want to go with him?
I'll guess him.
All right. The answer is Lionel Richie.
See, I'm not good with these names.
Yeah, Lionel Richie. He's a solo artist.
He is now, of course, the former lead singer of the Commodores, very well known in the 1960s, blew up everywhere in the 1970s, fell apart. Well, Lionel, I should say, left them in the 1980s and went on to one of the most phenomenal solo careers ever.
He looks like the guy off of Coming to America. The guy with the Jerry, Soul Glow.
Back then, yes.
Yeah, doesn't he look like
yeah.
what is he? The one guy that tries to steal the girl or whatever.
His name is Daryl. Yes.
Did
they ever say his last name? Daryl. Just Daryl.
Have you seen Coming to America? Yeah, oh man,
I've seen the cover. It looks crazy.
Yeah, it's a funny one and stuff, man. It's crazy. They did a remake. It wasn't as good as the original one.
I didn't see it. I never did.
You didn't see the latest one?
Part 2? No.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did it have a lot of the same?
It did. It did kind of the same concept and stuff like that. I think his son, he has a son or whatever.
Oh,
he's the one. So he's kind of putting his dad's shoes and stuff, Pretty interesting. Nonetheless, that was Winnebago Talks here today, man. Congratulations to the Big Voice Radio. And the score.
Boss.
Yeah, the score is, what do you got?
I don't remember.
We'll have to kind of go back through the episodes. We're going to get you a tally here.
I know, I need a whiteboard. But to double back on that update that we kind of threw out there, just to put it on your plate, we do have the Winnebago Spring Cleanup that is taking place on Tuesday through Thursday of April 23rd through the 25th. So you can contact 402-922-0442 for more information. And I kind of like how MCBKC put hashtag clean it up.
There you go. Did you know, I was looking at the comments here, Jamie had a good one here for Lionel Richie. Mm-hmm. Do you know who Lionel Richie's daughter is? They had a show, Paris Hilton.
Richie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there was a show. What was the show called? Do you remember what
The Simple Life.
The Simple Life,
yeah.
And that was on MTV, was it not? Or was it?
That or VH1, I don't remember.
Back when
for sure.
reality TV was just taking
I think
over.
it was MTV.
Was it? Okay.
Pretty interesting.
I only saw a couple episodes of it, and of course, both of them grew up Hollywood starlets, in the lap of luxury, and that type of thing, and then putting them in those scenes, because I remember, weren't they at a farm once and had to do like pig cleaning or something, and of course they're just like almost crying.
I bet.
So.
Real quick, I heard the replay yesterday of your Eclipse edition for the Big Hour, and you threw a song in there that we kind of talked about.
Yep.
He played that Paris Hilton song.
Stars Are
It was
Blind.
kind of like
Oh yeah, it's kind of
catchy.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a catchy song.
Played it for us in there one time.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's one of those songs, it's an earbug, it gets in your ear and it doesn't leave. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Paris Hilton?
yeah, and it's a good song, it really is. It really is.
Are we going to put it on All Request Live? I mean...
Yes, dedicated
Is
to
it going to make the
this,
top 5?
dedicated to
don't
the
know
eclipse
that.
for everybody that made it through. Oh my
Yes,
goodness, what a
yes.
frenzy it was.
I
Man.
was sitting there like that thing off of Thriller. Don't mind me.
Your hair spiked straight out.
I didn't see a thing though.
You didn't see it? Through the clouds or anything?
I seen a video of someone in Chicago though. Like it completely went like nighttime dark over there.
Dang.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
closer to totality in that region, so yeah.
2044 is the
It's
next one, guys.
Dang, I'm gonna
Hope
be
I make
old.
it.
Yeah, 2044. Pretty interesting. Okay, guys, any shout outs?
Yeah, actually, I'll start it off then. I want to remind everyone, if you have a family member that you would like to see featured on the masthead of the Winnebago Indian News, get a hold of Tyler or myself via our email, tyler.snake@Winnebago Tribe, brian.chamberlain@WinnebagoTribe.com, of course. Send us their information, a good photo that we can use, and we will do our level best to make sure that they can be placed on the masthead. We're doing this simply because we do feel it is very important to acknowledge the places of our past leaders, our past prominent tribal members, people that made a real difference in where we are today, because we would not be here without them. So by all means, we need your guys' help, so don't be afraid to shout out those family members that you would like to see featured. And they don't have to be passed on either, guys. They can be people that are still here today.
I'm gonna shout out Bert. who usually mails out our paper, and our deliverers from our printers.
Oh, cool. Good shout out.
So
Yeah.
they're good help.
Yeah. They deliver winter storm and everything.
The ice, they're still here.
Yeah, for sure. Bethany.
I want to give a shout out to Savannah Berlin Anderson. So if you guys have not liked her page yet, she has a page. It's Focused by Savannah. She's doing a highlight for the ribbon skirt month. She has she did a event a while back. She took a lot of different pictures, a lot of different people in the area, the surrounding area. So she's doing one each day, and so I've been sharing them on the Big Voice as well.
Yeah.
And she does have an event coming up. I know she's going to be doing her debut grand opening for her new studio shop. So if you haven't liked her page yet, it's Focused by Savannah. So go like and follow her.
Cool. I want to send out the communications team for the enrollment listening
Absolutely.
session.
You guys did an amazing job.
Yeah,
Yes.
and as well as you did. You're there to cover it and stuff, and then even kind of just housekeeping. I seen you kind of giving the elders the plates, and then even the council and everything, making sure everybody was fed, because it's a lot of information. You know what I mean? And like I said, if we encourage you guys to learn more about enrollment. And if you guys, start kind of formulating a plan to try to figure out that snarl, it's very interesting. But we'll have some Winnebago in the News articles coming up regarding enrollment too.
The topic will be introduced in this edition that's coming out on Saturday, but of course it is an ongoing discussion. And like I said earlier in the show, we will also have some dialogue that's going to be on our Facebook page. So.
Very nice.
One thing with that too, Garan, I'm glad you brought it up. Also, the shout out that everybody agreed to, Mary Kelsey, Mary D, everyone in the staff that cooked that night, man, it was great.
It
really was great.
Yeah, from the rolls to the soup and stuff, and they always say that, if you invite somebody to come, make sure you try to feed them, even if it's a soup and bread. And that's what it was and stuff. And
it
fruit.
Was great.
It was hit the spot too. So appreciate the council and everybody. Danelle Smith did a great presentation and a lot of information to decipher and stuff. But it's just a conversation. So if you missed it, you know what I mean? They talked about having some more events and kind of more education, get that information out there as well too. So we'll be looking out for that. All right, guys. It's supposed to be nice today. So if you have an opportunity, maybe start up that regiment of getting your legs prepared for mushroom season.
It's coming,
For some
guys.
mods, yeah.
We're posting, it's
Be
down
careful
in
of those
Missouri.
ticks, though.
Yeah. I have a plan.
Not mud.
I have a plan. I'm putting duct tape on my legs and stuff when I go out. So if you see me walking around with duct tape, don't worry. All right, guys. You have a good day.